Imagine this badly drawn train was actually a train. Your locomotive will have an air compressor which is run by the running engine and will fill your train line brake pipe with air. The train line brake pipe will connect to each car, which will also have its own reservoir and brake cylinder that are both controlled by a triple valve. So let's say that our compressor is full and our train line brake pipe and the car's reservoir are charged to 90 psi. This will shut off any further air being received by the compressor. If I were to set my brakes from 90 psi to 80 psi, this will send a signal to lower the psi in the train line brake pipe to 80 psi. Once this occurs, the car's reservoir will detect a lower psi than it has in it and will leak air into the brake cylinder. Once air starts to enter the brake cylinder, the extra pressure building up will cause some push rods to extend outwards, which will apply the brake pads. Of course though, this diagram is simplified and the real layout involves a lot of push and pull rods along with levers all connected to each other, which are actually the ones that move the brake pads, not the cylinder itself. So now our train line brake pipe and car reservoir are both at 80 psi, and the drop of 10 psi has added 2.5 times the amount into the cylinder, which gave us 25 psi of braking force. If we were to release the brakes, our compressor will open back up to the train line brake pipe, allowing it to reach back up to 90 psi. Once again, the triple valve would detect a rise in pressure, which is now higher than the car's reservoir, and release the air in the cylinder to the atmosphere. Once the pressure in the cylinder reduces, this will cause the push rods to fall back in place and release the brake pads. In a nutshell, that explains the basics of its functions, and I do apologise if there are any errors in the information provided. But once all your cars have released their brakes, you can all be happy little Vegemites and take on a Sherman Hill.